We're talking about Angel Hernandez finally calling it quits as a Major League Baseball umpire. Want to make it clear he wasn't forced out, but hadn't umpired a game since, I think, May 9th or something like that. I believe he had a back issue. But now announces his retirement, and good. Fair enough. See ya. Works for me, because you're terrible as an umpire. Might be a great human being, but you're terrible as an umpire. And you get called out for that. But we asked the question, who else do you wish would finally just go away in sports? And I hadn't offered up mine yet. There were a couple of names that came to mind, but I see that at least one person has one of those names, so I'm not going to say that person. And I will go with, there's two I will mention. One, Travis Kelce. I just had it. It's not his fault.
You've had enough?
Part of it's his fault. He's overexposed, clearly. Obviously, dating Taylor Swift is going to put you in the spotlight. But even before
does that put you in the spotlight?
It does, but he was already in the spotlight.
Yeah, but this is magnified.
Well,
I don't think it could be any more magnified than dating Taylor Swift.
Exactly. So, like, before the season began, before they were the item or whenever, I don't even know when they started dating, but before we knew of their dating, if you would ask me if you had enough of Travis Kelce, I'm like, I'm getting there.
Yeah, you've already had enough.
Yeah.
You're on that cusp already.
Yeah. Now I'm absolutely there.
Oh, of course. If you were close then, now it's just you were beyond it.
Yeah, that's enough. All right, just play football. I don't need to see you. Look who's here. Look who's here. And again, it's not necessarily his fault that the paparazzi out there following Taylor Swift. So I see the two canoodling wherever they're at. I don't need to. I don't want to pay attention to it.
But it's almost forced down your throat,
But it's
right?
forced down my throat. I'm tired of it.
I get it.
So the other name, and you know who I'm going to say, is Kelly Stafford. Enough. You're gone from here. All right, you and Matthew left. Matt wanted out. Got it. I have no problem with Matthew Stafford's decision to leave the Lions. I have no issue with that whatsoever. He gave his some really great years here, gave a lot of time. I appreciate that Matthew and Kelly Stafford raised their family. Their family was born here. They raised their family here. That they have great things to say about the city of Detroit. I think that's awesome. Great things to say about the community. That's awesome. Right up until the point that Kelly thought that the crowd was booing her kids. They weren't booing your kids. They were booing you because you don't keep your mouth shut. And they're booing you because of the person that you're out there all the time. No one needs to see the wife of the football player. But for whatever reason, you want to be the story. What would they throw? Would she throw a piece of chicken? Did she a chicken sandwich at somebody?
It was a pretzel at a Rams game.
It was a pretzel.
Pretzel at a Rams game.
Did that whole thing. Look, when the Rams open up the season here, it ain't going to be pretty. Crowd's going to turn on you again. Get ready for it. And don't talk about how awful the fans are, because the fans aren't awful. The fans, you know what they are? They're fans. We're great fans here in Detroit. We've just had enough. And, yeah, you can go away anytime. Just go into the background, let your husband play the game, and I don't want to read
I feel like you've been waiting for this topic.
I haven't been waiting for the topic, but it's like, I don't need to read little excerpts of something that she said on a podcast about, like people's ears perk up. Oh, what's he say? Oh, Detroit, what? Kelly Stafford again, what? Like, I wish it wasn't even part of it. But everything she says gets picked up here locally.
Well, because it was, it was a big deal. We talked about Matthew Stafford once or twice in the show.
Yes, I got it. And guess who's no longer here? Guess who already won his Super Bowl?
Well,
and guess who's won 2 playoff games since he left?
And guess who put an embargo on his name?
Yes.
This show, actually. Right?
Guess who, we've also seen our quarterback pass him in money. All right? Jared Goff just got paid big. And now I got to hear about Stafford complaining about what he's getting paid.
Yeah, I know. He wants more money.
And she's going to start talking about it again soon, too. She hasn't already.
She's got a podcast.
Good for her. But she can go away. Is there somebody you've had enough of in sports?
Yeah, if you're going to make me pick, I'll go with 2 people. I'll go with Draymond Green. Kind of had enough of him for a while, to be honest with you. Now he's got this podcast where he's he does what everyone else does. Of course, he has a podcast. And secondly,
do you like him during the broadcast now? Part of the crew?
He's okay. He's better on the broadcast than he is on his podcast and on the court many times. I find him just kind of unbearable. The way he acts, his antics.
Checked a little more when he's there with Barkley.
Yeah, I feel like he's a really good player at what he does. Mm-hmm. I think he kind of thinks he's like this great NBA player. He's not like a skillful player. He's really good at what he does, and he's been fortunate enough to be put in a great situation at Golden State where he sets illegal screens for Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. Fine. You know what I mean? That's cool. No, I get it. You guys get all these championships. That's fine.
Contract. Good for you. Right.
Humility went out the window a long time ago with him. And the other guy for me is probably Stephen A. Smith. I'm just,
Oh, yeah.
He's not a journalist anymore. That's fine. And that's fine, by the way.
He's an entertainer.
Yes, exactly. Just acknowledge the fact you're an entertainer now. Your journalism degree or whatever you used to do, out the window once you started going on TV and throwing out any hot take you wanted. So those are probably the two for me.
And before anyone else says it, I'll say it for myself. I don't look at myself as a journalist.
Yeah.
I'm an entertainer. I'm a talk show host, okay?
We have opinions, have fun.
Yeah, I don't fake my opinions. I mean, they're opinions that I have, and they may be awful, and you can call me out for it. That's fine. But I don't try not to be Captain Hot Take. But, yeah, we're entertainers. Let's get to the phones. Jake is in Ann Arbor. You're next up here, 97 on the ticket. Hey, Jake.
Hey, Gator. Hey, Khang. Hey, I wanted to say real quick, Khang, I love the podcast.
Yeah, well, everyone's got a podcast nowadays, man.
Yeah,
right? No, I appreciate it.
No, it's great, man. But my guy that I'm ready to be done with, and I was ready before the injury, is Aaron Rodgers. I think he's just as overrated gets, and I'm just tired of hearing about him. And anybody who thinks him with the Jets is going to win the Super Bowl is, loony.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. And thanks for the call, Jake. I appreciate it. But the fact that the Jets were actually not a terrible team last year without him, somehow they were able to cobble together wins with Zach Wilson and others at quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is still really good, although.
Or is he? No, I don't want to take anything away from him. He's one of the all-time greats, but we can't just pencil in Aaron Rodgers, to do what he's usually has done in this league.
No, but if he were to stay healthy, which, by the way, the last couple of years in Green Bay, he wasn't. So there's no guarantees he's going to stay healthy. He had a bunch of injuries and didn't make the playoffs this last year in Green Bay. Oh, hi, Lions.
I don't think this is the case, but you can't completely rule out. Look what happened to Russell Wilson when he left Seattle.
It's true.
You know what? I'm just saying, Aaron Rodgers is another year older and a full season out with injury. So it's not, like I said, you just can't pencil in Green Bay MVP Aaron Rodgers.
We like to say, you hang another year on him, see what happens. Steve is on the cell phone. Steve, welcome to 97 on the ticket. Hey, Steve.
Hey, how's it going, Gator?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm going to go with someone who's got about as great of understanding of the strike zone as Angel Hernandez, and that's Javy Baez. I cannot watch the Tigers with him in the lineup. Watching him swing at a breaking ball in the left-handed batter's box over and over and over again is just maddening to me. I just wish he would just say, you know what, I had a good career and hang him up now. But he's got that huge contract that he's just going to keep cashing checks. But
yeah, he's got like $85 million left to tell you that's not going to happen. And Steve, I appreciate the call, and I totally understand it. I'd love to be in his head for one at bat and see what it is, because he just can't help himself with that outside pitch. And I want to know how frustrated he is inside. Is he like, I can't believe I fell for it again. I can't believe I'm falling for this again. I'm leaning over. Why can't I keep my balance and not swing at this pitch? Mike is in South Lyon. Welcome to 97 on the ticket. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Hey, my guy's LeBron James. I'm tired of him.
Yeah, the sun is certainly setting on his career, but I think he's going to play at least another year. He's going to be a free agent at the end of this season, and the season's over with. But once the playoffs are done, free agency opens up. We'll see if he decides to stay in L.A. or retire or go elsewhere. My guess is he goes elsewhere.
Yeah, I'm just done. I just think he's part of ruining the NBA with all his flopping, his traveling. I just wish he would just retire.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate it, Mike.
We're getting closer, that's for sure.
Yeah. Look, he's not the first.
He's got
guy
like
to
a
flop.
year or two left, probably.
We saw the major floppers here in Detroit, and we saw guys that did it. But
a lot of people blame LeBron, too, for kind of making it even more popular.
Yeah.
You know?
I get it.
LaFlop.
He's still amazing.
No, he is. He is. But you know what? The people that do want him to go away, like I said, I think you got a year or two left, and I totally get it.
Brian is in Royal Oak. Welcome to 97 on the Ticket. Hey, Brian.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
So locally, the guy that I want out of sports is Tom Gores, just because I'm tired of watching him decimate the Pistons, especially when you see, the Pacers and the T-Wolves are competing and playing the finals, and we keep getting worse every year after we got Cade. And from a national standpoint, I cannot stand the Paul brothers and whatever the hell it is they're trying to do with boxing. I'm so tired of seeing them. And Jake Paul or whoever's about to fight Mike Tyson, what are we even doing with boxing anymore?
Well, hopefully Mike Tyson eradicates that problem, but
I'm not feeling good about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to happen. I'm not sure if that fight's going to be just a joke of an exhibition, or if Tyson snaps and becomes Tyson again, it just mauls Jake Paul.
No, I think you know how I feel about this fight.
Yeah.
My worst fear is I think it's going to happen July 20th or whatever the fight is, that Tyson's going to get knocked out. Did you see what happened to him recently?
To Tyson?
Yeah.
No.
He had a medical issue on a plane.
Oh,
man's sick. He's almost 60 years old, okay?
Yeah, 50,
people keep thinking
70.
Mike Tyson from 1995 is coming back. That ain't the case, man. Or early 90s, whatever. He had something with his ulcer flared up while he was on a flight.
Oh.
And they had to call for medical attention. And once he landed, they got EMT or whatever over to him. He's fine now, allegedly, but it just tells me he's old.
Yeah. Well,
he's really old, Gator.
He is.
I don't care how many training videos you show me.
No.
I'm worried, man.
I'm definitely worried. Although I'd feel better if I saw a new training video. Not gonna lie about
vicious
that.
when he hits those mitts.
Yeah. Oh, and that's what the stomach issue. Look at that. Heavy hand.